Good Monday morning, YouTube. G-Man 5338. It's time for some mental health. That's right. It's time to square your stuff away. How we're going to do that? Old G-Man is going to crank down the giver knob. Going to turn down my energy, ladies and gentlemen. Because today we're going to learn how to relax yourself, okay, in parenting situations from hell. That's right, from the 7th level of hell itself. Raising children is a wild ride, and it's a great experience, but it is brutal, ladies and gentlemen, when you are dealing with mental health issues at the same time. But it is doable. Where there is a will, there is a way, folks. And that's what we're going to do today. Before we get on to that, we have some business to tend to. So let's get low. First, we have almost 2,000 viewer minutes, and we've only been on the air for 7 whole days, ladies and gentlemen. 7 whole days, folks. Now, you need 4,000 to monetize, which is going to be my goal. Why is it my goal to monetize? No, I don't need the money for hookers and booze or foolish things. No, what I would like to do is use the money for the show, but more importantly, beyond the show, all right, we'll spend minimal amounts on the show because what I would like to do is see that the monetization money goes to charity. Okay, I would like to see at least, whatever is left over of the proceeds, that 50% of that is going to first responders, EMS, soldiers with PTSD. I would like to see another 25% going to victims of crime, especially victims of violent crime. Okay, there's plenty of charities out there. I'm sure we will find one. Finally, and not least, I would like to see that we get some money out to families of prisoners. A lot of times when someone is in prison or in jail, they can be the breadwinner of the family, all right? And now the family is suffering too, and there's no need for that. Okay? There's no need for people to suffer. Okay? So if there is a charity for them, we will find it and we will donate to it. If we cannot find it, what we are going to do is we are going to start one. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the G-Man is going to help you adapt and overcome and help contribute to this world in a good, positive way. All right? And all you need to do is subscribe, watch, like, and get your friends, your family, whatever you got chained up in the basement there, get that thing to like, to watch and subscribe and to share. Okay, that's all you need to do. You don't need to send me your money. Right? Easy. This is easy peasy lemon squeezy. A simple way that you, ladies and gentlemen, can make a difference. All right. Like I said, it's Mental Health Monday, but we still have 4 days left in the week. What are we going to talk about the rest of the week? Here it is. Tuesday, Tattoo Tuesday. We're going to look at a tattoo design I did of Chief Seattle, the Tree of Life, and it's all in kind of like a knot pattern, like a Celtic knot pattern. It's one of my favorite designs. I haven't found a place for it yet on my body, but I will. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about Chief Seattle, okay, and why I chose to make that design. We'll talk a bit about how I got into tattooing, and maybe even the tattoo machines that I prefer to use and why. What happened Wednesday? Folks, I'm going to tell you about a case I caught where I had to hire a psychic, and I went so far as to taking on the FBI to consult on the case with me. Folks, if you haven't figured it out already, I'm Canadian. That's right, but I brought in a psychic and the FBI. Thursdays, Tunage Thursdays, we're going to take a trip out to the OC. We're going all the way out to Orange County, California. Because we're going to look at one of my favorite punk rock bands, Social Distortion, led by frontman Mike Ness. Yes! We're going to check that out. I'll introduce you to some of Mike Ness's solo work, too. Friday, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to catch back up on my white widow plants. We're going to see how my little precious babies are doing. Also, we will discuss what type of marijuana is right for you and what type of marijuana is best suited for your environment for growing. Not everybody lives in the same arrangements, in the same environments. So, we'll talk about that. Get mellow, we'll chill. And we're going to talk about mental health now. Okay, we're going to get serious. First thing, before we go down to my basement, I'm going to put on a nice little fire. I'm going to set the mood for us, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to want to talk, okay? We're going to want to listen, too, okay? But it's going to be nice and relaxing out there. Anyways, before we get to that, something you need to consider when parenting with mental health issues, whether it be PTSD, anxiety, depression, is do you tell your children, okay? This is a serious question, okay? Do you tell your children, yes or no? I'll tell you what I did, what me and my wife did. All right, we tried to explain this to my oldest, because we have 3 children, small, medium, and large. Yes, that's right, somebody took pity on me 3 times. And she's been sticking it out with me for almost 10 years now. My wife, my best friend, tiger mom, ballbustress extraordinaire, ladies and gentlemen, my gorgeous wife. We have 3 children, as I said. And we decided that we would explain it to them. But how do you explain it to a child in a way that they will understand? How we explained it to Large was that Daddy simply had an owie on his brain. Because that's what PTSD is. PTSD is an actual brain injury, folks. Okay? There's going to be a link in the description below. You can click it, and it will tell you, explain to you what is going to happen to your melon in times of trauma. Okay? Your brain changes. So, if any of you out there are in the habit of thinking that this is, something that you can easily snap out of or just walk away from one day, or that you're just going to wake up being better, no. Okay? Sorry to tell you, but that is not the case. This is something you are going to deal with and live with for the rest of your life. So, it is crucial that you know how to navigate life's obstacles while you have mental health issues. And that's what we are going to talk about today. Parenting with mental health issues. How to survive a parenting situation from hell when you're all by yourself and your stuff is flaring up like a hemorrhoid. Stick with us. Why don't you all come on down to my basement, have a seat on the couch, and we are going to talk mental health today, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with me, folks. We'll see you in a minute. Peace. So, good morning. Thanks for sticking with the G-Man here. Got the fire going. Got on my cozy Mr. Rogers cardigan. All right. I'm chill. I'm in my basement. I've had my meds. Let's talk. All right. So, worst case scenario is when you're parenting is that you're by yourself. You're alone. Because you have no support. There's nobody that you can go to. Now, what amplifies the situation is when you have mental health issues. With PTSD, oftentimes you suffer from hypervigilance. It's something I suffer from. And, when you combine that with things like lack of sleep, feelings of impending doom, excuse me, it doesn't make things good for yourself. You'll be high strung, and you don't have patience for simple, mundane things, because to you, at any minute, your life is about to end. All right, and some people just can't understand how or why you think like that. But like I said, it's a brain injury. It's how your brain functions now, okay? It's something you need to accept. So you're feeling like that, and then boom! Look at that. Now, you're entering the 7th level of parenting help. All right, you're by yourself. Your PTSD is flaring up. Perhaps you could just have anxiety issues, okay, that are flaring up, or you're depressed, okay? But you see that your kids are freaking out. All right, they're losing their mind. You can't wrap your head around it. Number one, you don't know why they're crying, what they're upset about. Number two, you're in this state of hypervigilance. You have this feeling of impending doom. You have no time or patience for this, all right? So what happens? You go from 0 to 100 in no time, all right? And this is when you can hurt yourself, or when you can hurt somebody else, all right? And you don't want that to happen. So how do we prevent that from happening? That's what we need to talk about today, right? And there's some simple things you can do. The first thing you need to do whenever your kid is crying is always just make sure that there isn't something simple that you can do to fix the problem, all right? If you have an infant, I'm not going to tell you how to parent, right? That's not what I'm here to do, you know, but check their diapers, see if they're hungry. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they just need to be held, okay? You don't know. But like I said, look for the simplest answer first and try to fix it like that, if you can, okay? But there are going to be times when you can't. So what do you need to do, okay? When you have no support, what do you do, okay? This is where stuff like breathing techniques come in. Something called body scanning comes in. What you need to do is you need to find a wedge to get into that situation that is going to kind of stop you from hitting that 100, okay? Maybe it'll stop you at 75, maybe 80, but you're not going to reach that 100 where you're doing something that you regret. Now, what are these wedges? Like I said, it's breathing exercises, it's body scans, stuff like that, okay? If you're flaring up, if you are having a totally rough day while this is happening, like I said, you need to try to catch yourself, okay? If you can't, you can't. Sometimes it just comes on too fast. But when you start understanding yourself and how you're going to act in certain situations, then you can be aware of what is going to trigger you and what is going to cause certain mental health issues in you to flare up. So, like I said, you need to get that wedge in there when you can, okay? So think of breathing exercises. Try chewing gum, all right? Because the key thing here to do is to get control of yourself, right? If you cannot get control of yourself, you're not going to get control of the situation, all right? So, look after yourself, okay? As long as the kids are in danger, all right? Any obvious danger that you can see, you know, they're not about to walk into a turned on oven, you know what I mean? They're not running around with a machete or, you know, something like that, okay? You need to get control of yourself. So get that wedge in there, all right? Then if you have an infant or a young child, they have a bed or a crib, put them there, okay? Give yourself that physical space. Now you're putting a physical wedge, okay? They're away from you, you're away from them, okay? And now this is time where you can continue to work on your breathing techniques. You know, take a minute for yourself, okay? They're fine, they're safe in their room or in their crib, all right? They may not be happy in there, all right? But like I said, you're not going to be able to deal with whatever it is that's causing that until you've dealt with yourself. So my suggestion for you when you're parenting on your own and you're dealing with this is remember your breathing exercises. Try to keep some gum on hand, you know, something for that wedge. Once you can do that, then get a physical wedge in there, okay? Something that is you know, going to be a physical divider between you two to really give you that time to decompress, to collect yourself, to get your feet back under you, all right? and get back into it. I know a lot of this seems easier said than done, okay? But, you know, the more you practice it, the more you think about it, you consider it, the more you're cognizant of this stuff, the easier it becomes. And then it becomes almost like second nature to you. Once that happens, then you can start living actively with your PTSD, all right? Because all those little things you need to do to get yourself from point A to point B in life is going to become second nature. It's muscle memory, okay? You're gonna get it done. And that's what matters, okay? And you get it done without hurting yourself or without hurting someone else. So, what do we talk about today? Okay, you need to get wedges in, mental wedges. Okay, those are your breathing exercises, gum chewing, whatever is gonna try and just stop you before you hit 100, okay? Then look at getting a physical barrier in. So if you can move your child to another room, their bedroom, a crib, something like that, okay, that's what you need to do. And then collect yourself, all right? And then you can go control the situation. Okay, I hope that what we've talked about today has been relevant, and I hope that it is somewhat of a help to you in some ways. You know, I was going through this weekend. My wife was gone running errands because we were in the big city. She had an opportunity to get all this stuff done, and I was stuck with Small. And Small is teething right now. She's not feeling well, and then I was outside of my environment, so my PTSD was kicking mad, all right? Hypervigilance, you know, impending feelings of doom. I love that one. Not really, okay, but it's one that I get a lot. So when you tack on the upset child on top of that, I don't have patience for it, and it doesn't take long before I snap. It's key for me in my PTSD to get those wedges in, okay? And that's what I do. That's how I manage it. Maybe you find something different. Maybe you could share that with us in the comment section if you got another idea, okay? Let us hear from you. Anyways, like I said, I hope this has been a help. I hope it's relevant. Stick with us here for the rest of the week on the show, and stick with us, period, indefinitely. Lots of good stuff coming up. So thanks for sticking with us today for Mental Health Mondays. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Tattoo Tuesdays. All right. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share. Email me if you want. I don't mind. All right. I hardly ever leave the house, and my cell phone is usually beside me all the time. So unless I'm tied up with my kids, I'm pretty free to at least drop a quick comment back to you. So anyways, thanks for sticking with us this far. I hope I didn't ruin your ears with my rendition of Amazing Grace there. But I was just, you know, I was having a bad time Saturday night, and I was listening to that on my headphones, and it was starting to kind of chill me out. I was starting to feel a little better about things, and I thought maybe it would help you do the same. So thank you for sticking with me. I hope you're good. I hope you're safe. Peace.